Hey, it's Coffee on the vid. Back with another hip hop news brief, y'all. Make sure to tap in, sub to the channel, rock with me, guys. But let's get off into the news. First up, man, the Outlawz, right? Much love for the Outlawz. Pac's homies, if you watch the channel, J Coffee Talk, to a degree, I like to kind of root for the underdog, you know what I mean? Or give flowers to a lot of people that don't get them and things of that nature, and hit the comments, guys. Let me know what you think of the Outlawz. Pac loved these dudes. They were on the legendary Hit 'Em Up. You know what I'm saying? They had the album come out 2000. Was it Still I Rise? The Tupac and Outlawz like collab album. Someone commented on my videos recently and said they didn't fuck with it, man. But I don't know. Like, it's just like a shame, in my opinion, sometimes when certain artists, like, their career just don't really pan out the way it should. Like, I rocked with the Outlawz, but we know a lot of them have passed away. Oh man, and how could I forget that one of the Outlawz confirmed that they smoked Pac in a blunt? Do y'all remember that? They took some of Pac's ashes and said that they smoked it in a blunt. But that's crazy, right? But it was like they said that was his wishes. You know what I mean? And they said they did it like they were on the beach where Pac loved to be. They had like a cookout, ate food and different things like that Pac loved. And they, put him in the air. And they said that he'll forever be with them that way. It sounds kind of morbid to some people, but you guys let me know what you think about that, about the Outlawz, all that. Hit them comments. But we know a lot of them have passed away. We still see some of the Outlawz hitting the news from time to time. Some years back, if you recall, Whack 100 was having a little bit of smoke with some of the Outlawz relatives and things like that. But Idi Amin took to the gram to share with everyone. And this is dope, man. Like I said, one of the other Outlawz who's still alive gave his very serious about his faith and preaches, to people to get right with your maker or your higher power or whatever, you know what I mean? He's pushing that good message. And we see Idi Amin is doing good also. Check out what he says. He says, "Today I reached a major milestone and I gotta share with y'all. Maybe 10 years ago, I played what I thought was my last game of 21 basketball. I went up for a rebound and my back said, nah. I was laid up for 2 weeks and just figured that part of my life was done. Fast forward to 21 years and I just played 2 games with guys mostly 10 plus years younger than me. We went 1-1, by the way. I say, y'all, all that to say it can be done. P.S. The pitcher on my left is at 300 pounds. So you see he shares the photo. He's lost over 100 pounds, feeling good, and just sharing it with the world. We seen Busta Bus recently shared, on the leading up to his album dropping. He let us know he was back in the gym because you remember Busta was skinny, then Busta got jacked, then Busta got a little bit overweight, and now Busta's back in the gym doing good. And we see Idi Amin is also, taking his fitness and health serious and sharing with everyone for inspiration too. Like, he's letting everyone know y'all can do it too. Don't quit. So hit the comments with your thoughts on that. Like I said, guys, and just any thoughts of the Outlawz, their music, stories, whatever. Like, let's talk. Hit them comments heavy. That's what J Coffee Talks all about. Now, moving along, I did a video earlier where Azizz, was showing he had Young Z with him and the Outs were getting back together. Well, now another outsider tapped in and, shared some footage with us.
Outsidaz, you see the face of the nigga, you see how this is God. Let's go. I see you, man. Y'all love her. Outsidaz. Let's go. Front dog. Big. Big dog. Let's go. One.
All right, so you see Pacewon in the lab with the Outs doing his thing, man. Happy, smiling. And like I said, I'm really interested to know what all the fans think now, because fans were hate Azizz. They still do. You know what I mean? But when Young Z made some comments about Azizz, a lot of people were like, see, this dude's a full-blown buster, etc., etc. Now, we we see him with Young Z. Okay, we see Pacewon on the scene. I'm really waiting to see what happens. Like, if Eminem taps back in. I mentioned that in my video earlier. Like, I think that would be a happy ending if Eminem reached out to the Outsidaz and said, yo, let's put something out. You know what I mean? Let's launch something. Let's put something out under Shady Records or something like that, you know, because I mentioned this earlier also on Fine Line. Eminem gave an emotional shout out to the Outsidaz, and it almost kind of sounded like he felt bad that he didn't maybe, reach out to them or work with them or things like that. And, regardless of how you feel about Azizz and Eminem and all that or whatever, this is dope and a win for hip hop that the Outs have been back in the news cycle, getting some publicity, and now we see them reuniting, pumping out music. This is a win for hip hop and a win for Jersey. So hit the comments with your thoughts on that. And now moving along, we got to talk about a West Coast legend, DJ Quik, who's the truth, man. I'm a big fan of DJ Quik. Hit the comments, guys, with your favorite DJ Quik tracks. There's just so much praise that I can give to DJ Quik as far as like his production. There's so many beats out there that people don't even know Quik did. You know what I mean? And he could rhyme too. Like I like his music. I'm just a big fan of Quik. You guys remember that Dr. Dre song, or the Truth Hurts song with Rakim, where it's like, it's so contagious. It had that hard ass beat. Everyone thought that was Dre on the beat, because he was in the video and she was on Aftermath, but that was really a DJ Quik beat. I forget the name of that song, guys. Hit the comments if you remember what song I'm thinking of. A Pac song, a super fire Pac song that Quik was on the beat. Quik and AMG got a bunch of dope stuff together, all that. But anyways, hit the comments with your thoughts on all that. But let's get into some of this game that DJ Quik was sharing. I just thought it was good to share with the people, because he's talking about grief and loss and people losing, dealing with grief. It's tough, right? And I like the way he put this, so I figured I'd share it with the people. He said, grief is inevitable, but how you deal with it defines you. And he shared this with a video of him just chilling, enjoying some wine, reciting some lyrics. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just thought that was some good message to share with the people. You know what I mean? Because we all go through tough times. Celebrities, poor people, rich people, everyone. Life and death, taxes. What do they say? There's only a couple things certain in life: death and taxes, or something like that. Like, we're all gonna go through tough situations in our life. We're all going to pass away. We're all going to have loved ones pass away. How do we deal with the grief? How do we keep on keeping on? And I'm gonna share a clip of what Quik was talking about. I'm not gonna share the whole thing. If you want to, go check him out on the gram and hear it in its entirety. But listen, I'm gonna conclude the video with this, but pay attention, guys, and hit the comments, because he's talking about this song and he's kind of reminiscing on it, and he's talking about loss, dealing with loss and all that, like I just said. But what was kind of wild about this? I just did a video the other day where when Fat Joe was interviewing Lil Uzi Vert, they were speaking about some kind of weird type ish. It sounded like some dark Hollywood ritualistic type things or something like that. And they were talking about the 27 Club, which I know you guys got to know about. You know what I mean? This conspiracy theory that a lot of these rock stars and celebrities and such all passed away at the age of 27. And, there's a lot of conspiracy theories out there about it, but it was just very odd and bizarre to hear Fat Joe asking Lil Uzi Vert about it. Like, yeah, the 27th Club. Are you in the 27th Club? Like, I don't know, man. That was very, very strange to me. Well, DJ Quik mentions the 27th Club in this little message. But like I said, just hear it. He ain't on no ritualistic things or nothing like that. I don't believe, you know what I mean? But it's just kind of interesting to me that I happened to hear another person within the hip hop industry mentioned the 27th Club like 2 times in like a 2-week period. I don't know. I found it to be kind of strange, kind of bizarre. But listen to Quik's this footage or this audio, and like I said, if you want to hear it in its entirety, go tap in with him on the gram. Hit the comments with your thoughts on all the stories that we cover here. You know what I mean? Quik, Pacewon, Outsidaz, Azizz, Eminem, and also Edie Amin, Tupac, the Outlawz. Let's talk in them comments. Make sure to sub to the channel, hit the notification bell. It's Jay Coffee Talk, y'all. I'll catch you guys on the next one. I'm gone.
I still party. I gets high. Sometimes I felt feeling grown up, and that's no lie. Look at them words. I wrote that in 1997 actually. I was 27 years old, because that's the year of the 27 Club. Anybody that knows, Janis Joplin, Jim Morrison, Jimi Hendrix, and everybody else, including Amy Winehouse. Life is much too short for you to not be fly. That's how I feel right now. Today is a sad day. I lost a couple of people today. Well, I found out that Fred Casey Price had died. And, you know, that's my childhood. But I also lost I call him my play dad, Glenn, passed away this morning. So I'm just dealing with unrelenting grief. Like, every time I come on here, somebody just died that's close to me. And then I have to play it off like, you know, this is my new thing. God does what he wants. God does what he wants. It ain't my planet. So, I'm high and I'm hurt. I'm hurt for the family that has to suffer through the pain of a new grief.